Okay, so we're now looking at Mudpies from Microdeal. The premise of this game is that you play some kind of overprivileged little twat who's been taken to the circus and has decided it's too dull. So he's taken it upon himself to liven things up by assaulting the performers by chucking pies at them. And as you might expect, they don't take too well to this. So basically all the clowns in the circus is comprised entirely of clowns, possibly drunken, angry, violent clowns. They all decide to get together and murder you by chucking juggling pins at your head. So the game starts off with you in the middle of this big empty room full of dropped pies and angry clowns. The object of each room is very simply just to get to the next one without dying. It's a little bit harder than it sounds, mainly because of the sheer number of clowns in each room and the fact that your food level is also constantly dropping, so you have to keep an eye on that, because if it gets too low then you starve to death. Which is obviously not very helpful. Fortunately, there are discarded food items lying all over the place which you can pick up to top up your food level, although I don't really want to think about the kind of food that's lying on the floor of the circus, but evidently you can't afford to be choosy. Another thing you have to bear in mind is if you pick up too much disgusting fast food, not only do you start to slow down, but you can actually die of overeating. Yeah, this game's basically like a cross between Super Size Me and Stephen King's It, if you can imagine such a thing. The only means you have of defending yourself against the clowns is by picking up a pie by walking into it, and then you can use the fire button to throw it in the direction you happen to be moving. The more clowns you take out, the more points you accumulate. It's not actually possible to clear a screen of clowns, because the more you take out, the more keep coming, until eventually you either run out of pies or food. And in either case, you're pretty much dead. So on you go, dodging clowns, running from room to room. Pretty soon, you eventually discover that it's not actually possible to escape. There are only roughly, I think, about 6 main rooms, not counting bonus screens, and once you get to the end, the game just loops and you start back at the beginning again. Yeah, so basically, you're trapped here for all time. I think this whole game is basically just your terrible ironic punishment for being a horrible little shit to people. Basically you have to spend the rest of eternity running away from psychotic clowns, eating fast food you find lying on the floor. This game's fucking deep actually, I mean, who knew? On the whole, I'd say it's actually a surprisingly decent little game really. I mean, the only thing that's really wrong with it is it's just really short. I mean, you can play this game for 10 minutes and you've pretty much seen the whole thing, which is a shame really. If they put a few more screens in, it could have been a more substantial game. But as it is, it just feels a little bit disappointing really. Graphically, charitably be described as pathetic. It is an improvement over the original version when it was released for the old Tandy Coco system, I think, in 1983. Not much else to say about this really. Oh yeah, there is a bonus room that appears every 20,000 points. A little door will appear, and when you enter it you find yourself in this room, where the idea is you have to basically just take out as many clowns as you can against the time limit. But that's pretty much it really. That's Mudpies. It's an okay game, it could have been better, but for an early 16-bit game it's really not all that bad at all.